Proof that dreams really do come true. A woman from the Chicago suburbs traveled hundreds of miles to see her lifelong dream become reality tonight, and our Mike Cholinas went along.
Ever since the Beatles exploded onto the music scene in 1964, Joy Waugh has been one of Paul McCartney's biggest fans. And so when Paul came to the Rosemont Horizon this past December, she was there. But her lifelong effort to meet the star once again crumbled. But as her tears fell, 48 Hours camera crews rolled. And when McCartney saw what she had gone through, he came through with an all-expense-paid trip to meet him in Worcester today. And after 4 hours in the air, time in and out of limos, and a stay at a local hotel, the moment she had been waiting for 26 years finally happened.
I've heard all about you.
I've heard a lot about you, too.
How you doing, babe? All right? Yeah, nice to see you. Hey, you're the star of the show I had.
And that she was. For tonight, Joy was the center of attention.
Look, you're going to have to excuse us for a couple of minutes because we're going to take a couple of private moments here.
And how were those private moments?
He's everything I expected him to be. He's nice, he's fun, he's sweet.
But it wasn't just Joy who felt that way, because for Paul, the night was special too.
So it's great. It's really nice, you know. It's nice to be, I kind of feel like an elder brother or a brother, you know, and I can, that's what Joy said. She felt like she's kind of known me for a long time. There's a funny little relationship you get, you know, with nice friends.
And in Joy Waugh, he has a fan for life.
This is probably the day I got married, probably the happiest day of my life.
And to give you an indication of how the night went, not only did Joy get to meet Paul McCartney, but by night's end, she was kind of a celebrity, signing autographs. Not bad. In Worcester, Massachusetts, Mike Cholinas, Channel 2 News.
Good concert and good fans.
Good for her.
See you Monday. Have a very good weekend.
Good night.
Well, he was one of the Beatles. He was the lead member of Wings, and tonight the world knows him simply as Paul. We're going back to the Worcester Centrum and Debbie Emblem in just a minute for more McCartney to come. Well, he may have a few new songs on the charts, a few new names in the band, but it's still the same Paul McCartney who's been charming audiences for more than a quarter of a decade. And tonight is opening night at the Worcester Centrum for Paul McCartney. That's where we also find News 7's arts and entertainment reporter Debbie Emblem. How's the show, Debbie?
Well, Mark, I've been grinning ever since I got here. The show is far, far better than I expected it to be, as a matter of fact. It's pretty quiet right now. The fans left about 10:20, but I think all in all, you could say that it might just turn out to be one of the very best concerts of the year. They did a set from the Beatles, and that particularly had the crowd on their feet tonight. A really wonderful, nostalgic kind of night. I was reflecting back to my childhood when I used to have this Paul McCartney Beatles doll, so that tells you the mindset we're all in tonight. At age 47, McCartney really still can kick out the jams. I basically can tell you this. There was at least 2 hours of jam-packed hot tunes tonight from Paul McCartney and his 5-member band, and I will definitely have a full review for you coming up a little bit later on News 7. Back to you.
Good, Debbie, thanks. We'll look forward to hearing from you a little bit later on. Okay.
We'll go back to the Worcester Centrum and hear more from Debbie Emblem and from Paul McCartney. That and much more ahead.
Gotta give him credit. 26 years in the limelight, and, well, he's still giving it all. Paul McCartney bringing down the house tonight in Worcester.
Among the ticket holders, our own arts and entertainment reporter, Debbie Emblem. Debbie?
In two words, very impressive. The 2.5-hour show kicked off tonight with a 10-minute film covering 25 years of Paul McCartney's musical history, as well as 25 years, really, of world events. Well, then Paul and his 5-member band opened with a tune called Figure of 8 from their latest album.
Figure
The show began on a slight downbeat. Although fans embraced tunes from McCartney's new album, things really picked up as soon as he and his band delivered a string of older hits, from Ebony and Ivory to Can't Buy Me Love. At age 47, McCartney is in excellent voice and form, belting out songs and jumping about. Despite the touches of gray and crow's feet, he's still the cute Beatle. The string of hits were great, as was the band's ability to turn out old favorites, redone with fresh arrangements and harmony. Especially impressive was Hamish Stewart, whose voice did musical justice to the old gems and the new ones. 4 massive hanging speakers provided terrific sound, while striking computer laser light action had the crowd screaming. Some aspects were a little too commercial for me, like the flower background that appeared during some of the new songs from the Flowers in the Dirt album, but the concert, well rehearsed and presented, was first rate.
Good show, man. Real good show.
Great concert. We love Paul McCartney.
We loved it.
26 years ago, I took her to the Beatles. And this is the second time we went.
It was dynamite. It was unbelievable. One of the best shows I've seen this year.
If you're wondering why there was only one song, or pretty much one song that you happened to see in this piece, it was because they only allowed us to shoot one song. Incidentally, Paul McCartney did have a press conference scheduled for tomorrow afternoon, but it was canceled, and his press people say that it was because he wanted to save his voice and save his throat for his upcoming concerts, unfortunately. I also, when I was at the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston yesterday, the people involved there said that Paul McCartney had called them to ask them if he could see the show, but they simply couldn't arrange a time to accommodate him. So I guess big stars sometimes don't always get their way, but I think the audience had their way tonight. They were very, very happy with a terrific show. Kate?
Did McCartney, Debbie, speak much with the crowd, have much interaction with the crowd, or was it primarily singing?
Actually, there really wasn't much depth to his conversation. He didn't have a lot to say, although he did dedicate Fool on the Hill to 3 of his mates, as he said, of course, Ringo, George, and John. But the depth really came in the beautiful music, and we bathed in this wonderful, warm nostalgia. It was a terrific, terrific concert. And, of course, it will be same time, same place tomorrow night, sold-out show. And reporting live from the Worcester Centrum, Debbie Emblem. Back to you, Kate.
All right, thank you very much, Debbie. I like George best. Mark?